Here's PlanWell's default view, perfect for all teachers' note-taking needs. Most of you will use this, and it's great. If you want the full walkthrough of how this sidebar works, check out videos 1 and 2. I happen to work a bit differently because of my workflow, and PlanWell supports that too. This isn't about being fancy or complicated, it's about a design philosophy that I think makes software better for everyone. Do one thing and do it well. Let me explain what I mean by that. PlanWell's job is to show your teaching plans as a visual timeline. That's it. That's what it does excellently. You can see your whole term, your recurring classes, your big events, your weekly tasks, all laid out so you can understand the big picture at a glance. PlanWell's job is not to be your text editor. Why? Because great text editors already exist, and you probably already have one you prefer, whether you know it or not. I could have spent months trying to build a mediocre text editor into PlanWell. Rich text formatting, spell check, all that stuff. Instead, I built a great timeline that works with excellent editors that already exist. Your editor does editing brilliantly. PlanWell does timelines brilliantly. Both tools excel at their specific job, and you get the best of both. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. In settings, you can switch from the default sidebar to external editor mode. When I select external editor, PlanWell asks me to choose which editor I want to use. I'll select Cursor. That's what I use for my lesson planning. But you could choose TextEdit, VS Code, Obsidian, whatever works for your workflow. Now the interface looks a bit different. No sidebar, because we're using an external editor for editing. The timeline is still exactly the same. When I click on any class or event, watch what happens. Cursor opens with my actual lesson notes for that class. This is a real Markdown file with my planning notes. I can edit here with all my shortcuts, my themes, my extensions, all the tools I'm already comfortable with. When I save and go back to PlanWell, the timeline reflects any changes I made. PlanWell stayed focused on what it does best, showing me the big picture and letting me navigate my schedule. Cursor handled the detailed editing with all the power I'm used to. This setup is essential for my teaching workflow. Being able to open my notes in Terminal or Cursor or any editor enables me to use AI assistants for lesson planning, reflection, and content creation. I'll show you exactly how that works in future videos. But even if you just want to use TextEdit because that's what you're comfortable with, or you want to stick with the built-in sidebar, the principle is the same. Your tool, your choice, your workflow. PlanWell adapts to serve you, not the other way around. The sidebar isn't a compromise. It's a complete solution. External editor mode isn't an upgrade. It's just a different approach for different workflows. In my IB school context, I need to track unit planners, summative assessments, and meet very specific documentation requirements. PlanWell knows how much time is available between now and assessment dates, how many periods we have left in a unit. That becomes really powerful for this kind of professional documentation and planning. I'll show you exactly how that works in upcoming videos, along with my AI-assisted planning workflow and what it's really like to use these tools day to day in a demanding international school environment where documentation and planning really matter. The takeaway here isn't you should use external editors, it's use PlanWell, however it serves you best. Whether you love the sidebar or prefer your own editor, you're getting the same excellent timeline view of your teaching schedule. Software should adapt to your workflow, not force you to adapt to it. That's the philosophy behind every decision I make in PlanWell. Respect the user, do one job brilliantly, play nice with other tools. Next video, I'll show you my actual AI-assisted lesson planning workflow and why having this kind of control over your tools makes all the difference when you're trying to do your best work as a teacher.